So as COVID-19 restrictions are lifted, and they are so more and more every week that goes by, so are more faces, cheeks, and jowls. As many parts of Canada continue to emerge from restrictions and closures due to the ongoing pandemic, one class of service providers say they've noticed a spike in demand: plastic surgeons and those who provide cosmetic procedures. Joining us to talk about this, our friend Dr. Stephen Mulholland, founder of Spa Medica and one of Canada's top cosmetic plastic surgeons. Dr. Mulholland, welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, Barb, and a great topic. We've kind of touched on it a bit before. Well, how has this pandemic affected, people's appetite for and interest in procedures?
Did we pull you away from your 24-hour Botox service now that everybody's demanding it? So have you really seen that much of an increase in demand?
Well, I have to say that this is the busiest summer I've ever had, as I mentioned to you on one of our other chats. And when I talk to colleagues across North America, and I do a lot of lectures with doctors, they do reach out to me and ask about how to open safely, because Toronto, we've done it quite well. Some surgeons in the U.S. are experiencing a bit of contraction because COVID's out of control. But in markets and jurisdictions where we've done a good job, Alberta, British Columbia, Ontario, some states in the U.S., demand is up. Now, some of that, Barb, may be because people are pent up and they've been in-house locked down for 12 weeks, and they're forced on these Zoom calls, and they look at this gray hair and whiskers and jowls, and they say, "Who is that?" I see my mother in this image now, and they're only in their 40s, and so some of it is the gravitational pull of looking in a Zoom call and seeing your jowls, and some of it is just maintenance that we talked about before. It's been 3-4 months, and if you've been doing Botox every 3-4 months, it's time to top up. But some is actual increased volume. I've been doing this 25 years, well over 5,000 to 10,000 cases, and definitely consult volume is up. Certain procedures that can be done at home and recovered and done under local are definitely up. And so I think the demand for a procedure that's not terribly invasive, that leaves you looking and feeling better during a time when people need something to feel good about, is definitely on the increase. And we live in a vanity culture, so that shouldn't be a surprise, really.
The Zoom thing is a really interesting angle, because I think it can be very jarring to have to look at oneself while you're in a meeting with other people. And you may not look any different than you did before the pandemic, but you didn't have to look at yourself.
Well, Barb, you've been on TV for many years. You've been on radio, and you're kind of shocked when you hear yourself on radio, because that's not how you think you sound. And you're really shocked when you see yourself on TV. I've been on some TV shows for 25 years, and I refuse to watch them now because I look like old and creepy, as my wife's happy to confirm regularly. And so I don't like looking at them. And, but if I was forced on a Zoom call every day, like today, I did 14 consults from 8 in the morning, all on a go-to platform, looking at myself on this video and someone looking at themselves, and you just look different on a little video screen, especially when you don't have it positioned optimally. You're looking down. Isaac Newton is grabbing on your jowls and pulling us out. And so I have to say that Zoom has been very good for my business, but I don't like looking at myself that often and that long on a video image. Absolutely.
It's such a relief to hear you say that, because, I'm sure a lot of people would feel, well, if Dr. Stephen Mulholland is also a little jarred by it, the rest of us must be okay. I'm telling you, if I have to go on a Zoom call, I'm fiddling with the lighting, and I'm lowering the shade, and I'm turning off the screen, because it's too much reality.
It really is a little bit too much reality, and it's like we're living some three-dimensional horror show hour after hour. Yeah. And, but unfortunately, Alfred Hitchcock's not there to say the end of the movie. It just seems to be going on and on. And so I feel badly for people that need to spend their whole business life on TV, and I do it every Thursday in consultation. But the good news is that we do have non-invasive treatments under local anesthesia between fillers and Botox and energy device and suture suspension. You can do so much now without the big cuts and downtime of the surgical procedures of the past. And I think that's why people are excited. They go online, they see these cool things they can do now. And sometimes be careful. Some of it's more marketing than reality. But in reality, we can do a lot more than we used to under local. You can look 5 to 10 years younger. And you can weather the Zoom storm that unfortunately may never be going away.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
Well, so I'm reading another interesting aspect of this is the downtime can be very different for people because everybody has to wear a mask everywhere you go.
It's awesome. So I call it you get a built-in recovery cubicle. It's called a facial covering. Now, it's going to be weird if it's a balaclava with 2 eyes in the middle.
Yeah.
And so you got to be realistic. But some of these coverings are quite huge. In fact, I show off a couple during the Zoom calls where it actually comes up, covers the entire nose, right to between your eyes, comes down across your cheeks and your whole neck. Well, that means I can do everything but a brow lift and an upper lip lift, and no one's going to see. And so, yeah, it's a great time where we're contained in place. We're socially distanced. We can't gather. We can't have parties. We can't go to restaurants. We can't go to bars. And you have to wear like a facial covering. It's like a plastic surgeon's dream.
An American Society of Plastic Surgeons survey said that 49% of consumers who had not had any work done said they would be open to it. Are you getting many consultations with people who have never had anything done, but now they're thinking about it?
Yeah, so I've been in practice 25 years, so a lot of my patients are friends of patients or patients who are coming in to do that next level of treatment, and about 50% are new patients. And of those new patients, the vast majority have done Botox, done filler, done something like the gateway drugs to open surgery. However, I have to say, more than ever, I'm seeing women, like today, 3 of them were in their 50s, work at home, provincial or federal government or private industry. They're on Zoom all day. They look at the gel. They've never done Botox, never done a treatment ever, not even a photofacial. It's like a facial virgin. I haven't talked to a facial virgin in years. And suddenly they're calling me because they said, that's it. You know, I think I'm going to be at home for a year or 2 at least to come, and I can't stand it. Number one, it's not good for business. Number 2, I'm working with all these millennials, and they're calling me they think I'm their grandmother. And so I am seeing these new facial entrants into the market that we never saw before because they typically didn't think they needed it until we threw them online all the time.
Fair to say that the non-surgical area has grown in popularity because it just means so much less of all the other stuff, like the cutting and the downtime and all of that?
Yeah, there's no question that the leading edge of this renewed interest are things like mini lifts, suture suspension, facelifts, thread lifts, Botox, soft tissue fillers, energy-based devices that tighten and firm. But, in this, I have to say, with this recovery time, more people are saying, no. I want to go to the top of the ladder. I'm doing my nose job. No,
oh, wow.
Forget this injection. I want to do a little neck lift. Screw the non-surgical stuff because I have 2 weeks, 3 weeks of recovery. No one's going to know. I can go audio on my calls, not do visual. This is my one chance. And so I think more people are going to the top of the ladder rather than start on the bottom rungs than ever before because of this forced at-home ability to recover without hanging around the water cooler worrying what people think.
So all the information is on your website, spamedica.com, including before and after pictures. People can have a look.
Yeah, so we just launched a new website. SpaMedica had a facelift.com had a facelift over the, and we added some virtual consult platforms. So you get to do your virtual consult in the one medium you hate the most. And so, yeah, there's new content pages, lots of information, lots of before and afters. People love photo galleries, so I put lots of before and afters up there. Lots of TV shows from Cityline or E-Talk or Breakfast Television or the morning shows so that you can see a video of someone going into it, what it's like, the after video, see how their face animates, because sometimes static before and afters don't help you as much as seeing someone talking after, making sure they look normal. So between a video before and afters and doing your own online research and rating sites, people come with so much information now. They know sometimes more about the procedure than I do. So, yeah, lots of information.
Dr. Stephen Mulholland, always great to have you on. Thanks for this.
Good chatting, Barb. Thanks again.
All right. He's the founder of SpaMedica, one of Canada's top cosmetic plastic surgeons. You can find out more at spamedica.com. You're listening to The Night Side.
This Newstalk 1010 podcast was brought to you by PocketEmploymentLawyer.ca. Wrongfully dismissed? Changes made to your job? Lowballed on severance? Find out if you have a case before you call a lawyer. Go to pocketemploymentlawyer.ca.